Darla real estate agent with Real Broker in South Louisiana, most specifically Acadiana, Acadia Parish, and the south part of the state. Remember this, if you are thinking about selling and you're not sure how to begin the process, I can list houses anywhere in Louisiana. I have listed quite a far ways from my house. I do it on a regular basis. Of course, if you know of a real estate agent in your area who everyone knows, likes, and trusts, and you know they close lots and lots and lots of deals, listen, it makes sense to go with your local real estate agent. But if you're in an area where you do not know who the top agent is in your area and who gets most of the business, then absolutely call me. I'd love to have a conversation with you if you're a seller. Listen, closing day is an amazing day, and today it's for 2 sets of buyers who called me a couple of months ago and said, we're pre-approved for X amount of dollars and we would like to start house hunting. So remember this, in order to start house hunting, you need to either have proof of funds if you're paying cash and know what your max budget is, or get pre-approved, know what your loan type is, and know what your max budget is. Now listen, before you get pre-approved, as a buyer, you have to decide what is your max monthly note that you're willing to pay. And that note is going to include the house note, the insurance, and your taxes. And if you live in a zone that requires flood insurance, it will also include the flood insurance. So all of those things rolled into one note, you need to know before you start house hunting what that number is. I get this call every single day from buyers. My budget is $200,000, and when I say to them, do you know what that number equates to as a monthly note? Do you know? And they say, no, I have no idea. So then the $200,000 that you just told me as your budget is irrelevant. The $200,000 is absolutely irrelevant. What matters is how much each month are you willing to spend on a house, knowing that that monthly note is the house note, the taxes, and the insurance, all right? So you have to decide what's that number. And so I tell people, once you decide what that number is that you are willing to pay every single month for a house, then I'm going to give you the name of a mortgage broker, probably a few of them, and say, go call these people and say to those people, do not pre-approve me for more than, and you give them the monthly note. This is the note that I feel comfortable paying every single month for a house. And listen, don't deviate from that number. If you feel like $1,800 a month is the absolute max that you can spend on a house, including the note, the taxes, and the insurance, then do not let them pre-approve you for a number that would be more than that per month. Do not do it. You do not want to be house poor. Absolutely do not want to be house poor. You still want to have enough money to go eat out. You still want to have enough money for a vehicle if you need to buy one. You still need to have enough money when repairs need to be made on that house. You still need money to live your life. So do not get into a situation where you are house poor. Decide what you feel comfortable paying and let that person pre-approve you for that amount only. So let's say you are currently renting and your rent is $2,000 a month, and you feel very comfortable paying the $2,000 a month, and you say, maybe I can even pay more than that. You have to decide as a future buyer and an owner of a home, what is your max monthly note, and then get in touch with me, text me or call me and say, listen, I need to get pre-approved because I want to start house hunting. Who are some people that you recommend? I work with about 10 people throughout the state of Louisiana who have amazing rates, the best terms, all kinds of discount programs. There's all kinds of things available out there. A bank is not the best place to go to get a mortgage unless you want to put down 20% and you want to pay a higher interest rate. Now, Abbeville Building and Loan is one of the very, very few exceptions that I recommend people to use. JD Bank sometimes has good rates, but most of the time they require 20% down. A mortgage broker is not going to require 20% down. In fact, I've never seen anybody pay more than 5% down through a mortgage broker unless they had all this money and wanted to. But that's not common. So what's common is this. If you're a first-time home buyer, you may very well qualify for 100% financing. If you are a veteran, you will probably qualify for 100% financing. If you have gone through a divorce and for whatever that reason may be, you have a high debt-to-income ratio or your credit kind of sucks, you're probably still going to qualify for an FHA loan, which means you will have to put down 3.5%. If you have already bought a home before, but you have decent credit and you don't have a whole lot of debt, and you've been employed for at least the last 2 years, then you probably would qualify for a conventional loan, which could be 5% down, 3% down. And listen, some banks, some mortgage brokers have 0% down on conventional loans. So if you are thinking about buying, you need to be serious. You need to get pre-approved. You need to stop spending money. You need to not give your social security number to anyone. And you just got to think about priorities. People say to me all the time, what are the interest rates? Well, if you're renting, the interest rates are 100% on something you will never own. So the interest rates to you, if you're renting, you're throwing away money. The interest rates to you don't matter if they're in the 30s because you're paying 100% interest on something you will absolutely never, ever own. When is the best time to buy real estate? Yesterday. Yesterday was the best time to buy real estate because every single passing day, inflation is happening, which means the cost of real estate is going up every single day. Tomorrow's a good time to buy. The next week's a good time to buy. The next month's a good time to buy. But the longer you wait, the more the prices are going up. My son just graduated from McNeese last May. He is a chemical engineer at the plants in Sitco. We are going to be looking to buy him a house in the next couple of months because right now he is renting. He has been renting for the past 3 years. He is throwing away money every single month on a house he will never own. So I have been preaching to him since he graduated last May. We need to buy you a house. That way you're investing, you're investing, you're investing. And guess what? This is not going to be his first house or his last house. This is going to be the first house, but not the last house. It's a house that he's probably going to live in 3, 4, 5 years until maybe he gets engaged or maybe he gets married or maybe he has his first child. And then he's going to sell that house. If he took good care of it, he's probably going to get way more money for it than he paid for it. And then he's going to put that money into the next house. And that's what's going to happen over and over and over again. So if you're in your late 20s, early 30s, listen, the house that you buy today is probably not going to be your forever home. So you don't need a perfect house. You need a house in a neighborhood that you feel safe in and one that could work temporarily, right? If you're in your 20s and 30s, I guarantee you before you die, you will probably live in at least 5 houses, minimum of 5 houses. Because with social media and the way things are always changing right now, people are never satisfied with what they have. We have big, we want small. We want small, we want big. If we're in the country, we want to be in town. If we're in town, we want to be in the country. If we're not on the water, we want to be on the water. There are always reasons to buy and sell a house. Divorces, deaths, job changes, kids moving away and your needs are different. There's always going to be a reason to buy. If you are thinking about selling, there's never enough inventory to go around. Ever, 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 ever. I've been in real estate now. It will be 6 years in February, and there has never been enough choices for buyers, ever. So if you're thinking about selling, I'd love to have a conversation with you. Guys, what a gorgeous Friday. The humidity, I think, must be 0. It's a beautiful day for 2 closings. 2 closings mean that 2 new sets of buyers are going to be receiving the keys to 2 new homes. They are going to be so excited. It's always a great day on closing day. But listen, getting something under contract and getting it all the way to the closing table, that's 2 totally different things. You make sure when you are ready to buy or sell, you align yourself with a real estate agent who is known, who is liked, who is trusted, who has a great reputation, and who closes lots and lots and lots of deals, and who loves to negotiate. So if you're interviewing realtors, and you have the right to do that, listen, in Acadiana alone, we have 1,800 plus realtors. So be very choosy. Ask these questions. How many closings have you had in the last couple of months? How many have you had in the last couple of years? Do you love negotiating? And if you're a buyer, do you love working with buyers? There are plenty of realtors out there who don't like working with buyers. They prefer to list houses and sell houses. They'll do it, but they don't love to do it. You want somebody working with you who loves what they do and loves negotiating for you to get the best deal for you, right? You have a great Friday. Take care. And if there's anything I can ever do to help you, reach out. I'd love to have a conversation with you.